morning, everyone. It's April 1st, 2024, and we're not doing an April Fool's joke.
No.
We're going to talk about our family trip, do a little comprehensive review of our family trip over the weekend. We left on Friday, March 29th for Evansville. It was the whole family, me and my lovely wife here, and Battle and Katie, our children, and James, her brother, our third child.
Our third child, yes.
Our 50-year-old child.
Yes.
Anyway, so we went to Evansville, Indiana, and we stayed the first night, which is the only night we stayed in Evansville. We stayed at the Drury Inn at Cross Point. Would you like to comment on the Drury Inn?
I like the Drury Inn. I like at checkout. Well, the night before I had talked to Stormy. She was working overnight. I never did get to meet her, but she was working overnight. She answered all my questions. And then when we got there in enough time for their happy hour. They have a dinner for hotel guests, and they give you a little card. All the adults, you can get 3 mixed drinks. They have mixed drinks. They have beer, and they have wine. And of course, I didn't use mine. James didn't use his. He doesn't drink. Of course, they didn't give it to the kids. They don't do that. They don't do that kind of thing, even in Indiana. So anyway, so the happy hour consists of what they have, mac and cheese.
I don't know. They had taco stuff, and they had hot dogs.
They had hot dogs, and they had tacos and nachos, and so they have and free soda, and the soda is free anytime, and they also have popcorn. It's free anytime. It was really, really loud, really busy this weekend because it was a holiday weekend, but also in Indiana they combined that with spring break, so you had a lot of families with a lot of kids. So Katie and I went down and enjoyed the hot tub for about 15 minutes, and then it just got too noisy. Too many little kids were jumping in the hot tub and playing around like it was a pool because the pool was so crowded and the parents weren't watching them. So, but they do have a hot tub, a fairly nice sized hot tub, and they do have a pool, and they do have a workout room at this Drury Inn. They offer happy hour dining from like 5:30 to 7:30 or 7, and then they have breakfast, of course. And Monya, Monya, sweet lady. There's a. I'll post a picture of her and I together. Because I asked her if we could take a selfie together, because she was working the front desk, and she also, so part of her duties is helping out with cleanup of the dining area. So yeah, she was super sweet. Checked us in, got everything taken care of, and the rest of the staff, they were awesome as well. As far as the hotel is pretty centrally located, and it was okay. I try to look for hotels that have a jetted tub, because there's nothing better than waking up from a mattress that doesn't belong to you, and your back hurts and you're tired and you're sore, and just taking a nice private bath in your room. But those are usually booked up pretty quick. Those are not last minute things that you can plan. So, but the Drury, they're okay. I mean, would I stay there again? I don't know. If I didn't have a different choice, then I might. I mean, out of 10, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, my thoughts on the Drury. I generally love the Drury Inn. We've stayed twice in Terre Haute. It's really good there. We stayed once in Champaign, Illinois. It was excellent. I loved the Champaign, Illinois one. This one, not so impressed by. You do get the 2 meals a day. Basically, you don't have to go out and pay for another meal.
Right.
But it wasn't a very clean place. The room was okay. The bathroom had a little bit of stuff along the wall. Not anything real gross, but it was just junky. And then I walked across the street to the Huck's bathroom station. If you look at the Facebook page, it was just trashy. And it's a beautiful city. There's no need to throw your trash out on the ground. But anyway, I would only give them about a 6.
Okay. Well, and also in their bathroom, I thought their bathroom was fine, except for, I don't know what the trend is with the toilets, but apparently they only put toilets in that are meant for small people. Small, short people. And I'm short, I'm 5'5", but I mean, it still feels like I was squatting. So, but yeah, we try and look for cabins or Airbnb, not Airbnbs necessarily, but cabins or something that will accommodate all of us. But again, it's something you don't plan last minute. You really need to do your research and find a place. So
anyway, that pretty much concludes our Drury Inn. So we're going to talk about Saturday, the 30th. So we went to the Mesker Zoo and Botanical Garden
in Evansville.
And it opened in 1928, and it is a beautiful little zoo. I mean, it's not going to match St. Louis Zoo or something like that because it's smaller. They don't have elephants. They don't have tigers, do they? No, they didn't have them on display.
They didn't have them on display. They
have a lion that's going to be on display.
They had probably about 4 or 5 exhibits that were closed for renovation or cleaning.
Or like the budgie. Yeah. You can walk through a budgie cage and feed them. Well, it's free to go in there, but they encourage you to buy 2 tokens to feed the birds.
Right.
Because they'll come land on your hand and eat. But they're very warm weather, so they said it's probably about 2 more weeks before they actually open that. Until then, they stay in the basement.
And they use tokens for stuff like the carousel. They use tokens.
You can feed giraffes.
Feed giraffes
and penguins. Which I actually wanted me and Katie at least to do the giraffe thing, but it wasn't very busy, but there was a line.
Yeah.
And everybody's starting to get hungry, so we kept moving. And speaking of being hungry, they have a Rainforest Cafe at the entrance. So they have your food needs taken care of. It's a little pricey, but it's a touristy place.
Now, it's not the chain Rainforest Cafe. That's just what they call it.
Yeah. But I will say this about the cafe. I got a salted pretzel, and I like my salted pretzel salty. It was way overdone. But anyway, you want to talk about the zoo membership or anything?
Yeah, we got the zoo membership, and how much did it was $100.
It's $100 for zookeeper. The family version is $75. The zookeeper version is $100. But we got 4 passes for the year. So that way, my brother-in-law and Battle got in because they're over 18. And my wife's included in the membership, and Katie's under 18, so she's included. You get free tram rides with it, 10% discount at the gift shop and the cafe.
Right.
What else?
Well, and also, you with that membership, you get discounted, if not free, sometimes 50% off, because it's part of the
reciprocal program with the American Zoological Association
and aquarium.
Yeah, and aquarium.
So you just go online and it'll tell you what your membership will get you at other zoos. Like, we're not far from the Chattanooga Zoo. There's a zoo in Nashville, is there not?
there is. There's one in Memphis.
One in Memphis.
Really good in Memphis.
Right. So it's always a good idea to get the membership, and plus it came with 10 free tokens. So we all got to ride the carousel for free with the tokens. Plus we get 10% off at the gift shop, 10% off at the restaurant, and I think it's a really good deal with any zoo, really. Oh boy.
And so the zoo,
all right.
The zoo is a big winner in my book. Excellent zoo, I thought.
Well, how much is the admission to that zoo?
It's $11 for adults.
It's $11 a person. So we would have spent $55 right there just to get in for the 5 of us, and then we wouldn't have got discounted anything. We'd have to pay for the tram ride. We'd have to pay for the carousel ride, and we wouldn't have future discounts.
Oh, and it was small enough that it's a small enough zoo. They were out exercising the donkeys, so we just went up there and got to pet the donkey and talk to the zookeepers. So that was pretty cool.
So we went around once, and then we went through once, and that took us an hour and a half, 2 hours?
About two and a half.
Yeah.
hours.
Okay. And then we got back up to the restaurant. We went to the gift shop, and then we decided, because we have the membership and it's free, let's take a tram ride through it. So the tram ride was another 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. So why not? And we were still out of there by 12:30.
Also, if you don't walk well, my wife rented a motorized cart.
Yeah.
It's $21 something. You leave your
driver's license.
Driver's license up there until you bring it back. And you're not supposed, they tell you not to go up the one hill because it won't make it. She went up it. You just need some assistance.
Yeah.
Very tiring assistance, but anyway.
But it's definitely a beautiful little zoo. It's small enough that, but it is very hilly. So before you go, plan on that it is very hilly. But and if you've got a bunch of kids, and they also do birthday parties, because they had a birthday party going on there.
And I got to talk about, so it's drained now. They have a 1/3 size Santa Maria ship,
right?
Christopher Columbus's ship, in a big pool, and it was built to house monkeys.
Yeah.
And you got to read the story about it. They closed it in the early 90s, and then they rehabbed it, and they made it into a bumper boat area, which is now gone too. And now they're trying to decide what they're going to do with it. But if you look at our Facebook group, I have a story link that tells you about it. It's pretty interesting.
We really appreciate you guys checking out our YouTube channel and watching our videos. But you really need to also check out our LaBee Adventures on Facebook page
to become a member.
For more in-depth photos and more history and information about a place. But overall, I loved it. It was a great little zoo. I've been to, it's been 30-something years since I've been to the New Orleans Zoo. But I don't know how much the memberships are now. It's over $20 a person, isn't it, to get in? I don't know. The last time I went to the zoo, it cost, and this was in the early 90s, it was $13.50 to get into the New Orleans Zoo. So, and I don't even really remember much about the New Orleans Zoo. Now, the St. Louis Zoo, I've been to several times, and the St. Louis Zoo is amazing. So if you get the chance to go to the St. Louis Zoo, do it, because it's
early, because the first hour or so.
The first hour they're open, it's free parking and free admission.
Well,
and then
it's free admission anyway, but the Children's Zoo has a small charge, but it's free for the first hour.
Right.
And a couple things like that.
Right. It's really beautiful there. So anyway, so as far as zoos go, I mean, I've only been to 2 that I remember. So I would say it's number 2 behind St. Louis Zoo. I think it's a great little zoo. I give it a 9 out of 10.
I do too.
Yeah.
So anyway, then we moved on to lunch. Besides the snacks that we all had at the zoo, and we ate at the famous Cross-Eyed Cricket on Lloyd Expressway, which, by the way, our next little section's on our shopping adventures, and part of it was lack of planning, and part of it's the closing times for different places. But we went up and down Lloyd's Expressway, at least 9 times over the weekend.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we ate at the Cross-Eyed Cricket. It's our 3rd time, some of us the 3rd time there. I went at least twice with my parents.
Grab that receipt.
And
is that for the Cross-Eyed Cricket? No. What was her name? Her name was Bree.
Bree was our server.
Bree was our servant. Sweet young lady. She's 20 years old, because I told her, and she, sometimes young people are just, they look at you like you've got a 3rd head, and like, yeah, whatever, lady. But she was so sweet and patient, and listened to my story about the first time that I went to Cross-Eyed Cricket was 20 years ago, when I was pregnant with Battle. She said, well, I'm 20 or 19 years ago, rather. Anyway, so that was, and I was pregnant with Battle, and I got a picture of myself sitting there, and told her about it, and she was just super sweet, and she took really good care of us, and yeah. So if you go to Cross-Eyed Cricket, make sure your server is Bree. She's a beautiful young lady. So
also interesting little tidbit about our 2nd trip is we went in 2017, just us and the kids, James with us, but it was about a week, it was Labor Day weekend, it was about a week after the eclipse, and now we came a little over a week before the next eclipse.
Right.
Which it's a big deal up there, because I guess they're getting the full eclipse, and they have a pretty awesome history, art, and science museum. It's all combined into one. I think it's $12 to get in. We didn't go this time. We didn't. 2017, and it is well worth the money.
It is.
And then it's $7 for a planetarium show, and oh my goodness, it is amazing.
Well, here's the thing. Again, going back to memberships. So at that time, 2017, we bought a membership to a place we didn't go to, the Indian Mounds Museum in Evansville. We didn't even go there, but we bought the membership online, and it was like $110. Okay. And we didn't make it to the Indian Mounds Museum, but it also is part of the I don't know what you call it, the Association of Museums and science centers across the United States. And so it got us in for free to
Science Center.
Science Center in Nashville. We had to pay for the IMAX theater.
I think we got a discount on it too. Though.
You got a discount on it, but you have to pay for all the little extra stuff. But it gets you into the Science Center for free. We never did go, but it would have gotten us into Huntsville at the Space and Rocket Museum. So before especially if you have a lot of kids, because some of these memberships, they are family memberships, and it doesn't matter if you have 2 kids or 10 kids.
As long as they're under 18.
As long as they're under 18, right. And a lot of times these memberships come with free passes on the side for extra people. And
what's funny about that is a lot of people will charge you as an adult at age 13, but if you get a family membership, they count you till 18 as a job.
So always check into, if you're wanting to go check out a specific museum or science center, or a specific zoo, or a botanical garden or anything like that, check online, go to their page, and look under memberships, become a member, and look at what all you get for becoming a member, and then you can compare the different membership price points to the admission, how much it costs for special events, how much it costs for special attractions within that museum or zoo or whatever, and sometimes it's really worth it. Even more so, I mean, if you're going to go for the day and you've got 7 kids, and 2 adults, buy a membership. You're going to save a lot of money. So there's my tidbit for that. So
the cross-eyed cricket.
Cross-eyed cricket.
The boys didn't eat because they ate a lot at the zoo.
Yeah.
Katie ate. I'm not going to go into hers, but she got the chicken and dumplings. Didn't even try that. But she also got a roll. I will talk about that with strawberry butter.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Excellent rolls, excellent strawberry butter.
Yeah.
Not something I normally like a lot.
And she even brought her an extra one. She's like, I don't even care. Bree's like, I'll bring you all the carbs you want, girl.
Oh, we did ask about coffee cups because they have their emblem on coffee cups. But we didn't end up getting one because they don't say Evansville on them. Might get one in the future sometimes, but they do sell them. They do have new ones to sell.
Yeah.
But anyway, awesome place. We got a cricket melt, which is basically a patty melt with 2 patties on it and add lettuce and tomato. Right? Okay. So we're expecting 2 little patties. It was like a quarter-pound burger each
huge.
one. So we didn't eat very much of it. Again, I ate a pretzel at the zoo. Probably is. I'm glad we decided to share something because we already wasted a bunch of it. But it was excellent.
I ate all but 1 bite of half of it. It was
after she took a patty off.
Yeah, after I took a patty off of it. So yeah.
But anyway, cross-eyed cricket. I have never been disappointed in it. Last time it seemed pricey last time. This time wasn't as bad, I guess, because every place has went up. But anyway.
And they don't sell, I mean, they sell t-shirts. They have t-shirts. I don't know if they had any with cross-eyed cricket on them.
I didn't see any.
But they did have the coffee mugs. But, we started buying patches from state parks and places that we go to because we can add them to our travel quilt. We can add them to a hoodie. But you could also do that with stickers. So if they would have had cross-eyed cricket stickers, you could put those on your favorite travel coffee mug and just fill up a coffee mug. What do you think about that idea?
Yes. Okay, and then we're going to go on and talk about the main thing Battle likes in Evansville. You got to be quiet though, because it's secret.
Yes, it's a secret.
It's the secret headquarters. It is a comic book store, a game store, and a record store. This is right up Battle's alley, right?
Right.
Okay, so they have an arcade. They have some pinball machines in the back. You pay 50 cents to play those. They have 2 of those. But they have a room by itself. They pay $5 for an hour, and kids can go in there and they play all the video games they want. No charge for anything, just $5 for an hour, and you can add a second hour. I think it's for $2.50.
Right. But you can't just drop your kids off and let them go in.
Right.
They have to be supervised. And in 2017, when we first discovered the place, they had a seating area in the back with a bunch of couches where the parents could go and hang out, and they played music, and but I guess COVID.
And they had a TV.
Yeah, they had a TV. I think COVID got rid of all of that.
And they, Battle and Katie have secret headquarters t-shirts. I didn't see any there. They might still sell them. Might have to add. But the one thing we'll say, didn't like it as much because not having the seating area. But they did have a better record selection now than they did back then. In fact, I don't even remember if they had records back then. They had video games and comic books, but I'm not sure they had records.
But I think they probably lost customers and lost money by getting rid of that seating area.
Yeah, I do too.
Because if I have a comfortable place to sit and hang out, I'll spend more money. My kids will spend more money. So.
Oh, and I skipped over. We'll talk about before we went to the secret headquarters. We went to Let's Sew on East Morgan Avenue.
Yes. Went to the quilt shop.
The quilt shop, I thought it was pretty cool because they had some old sewing machines up on top of the shelves,
Right.
kind of like as a display. They had a massive shelf of buttons. I mean, just about anything.
Yeah, that's
you
why
can
we didn't
imagine.
tell Katie.
Yeah, and same with sewing tools and stuff like that. I thought they had an awesome selection as far as that goes. Now, I don't know if Indiana has a quilt hop, but they didn't have any Indiana specific material, fabric, other than like IU, and they didn't even have University of Evansville fabric. You'd think they'd have that, or Southern Indiana, because they're both right there in the city.
Right.
But anyway, they had Kentucky, and they had IU, and they had Purdue. Didn't have Butler, but you know that's pretty far from.
They had quite a big selection of panels. They had a huge selection of fabric. They are a baby lock dealer for sure. I didn't really look at the other ones because I can't afford a $5,000 sewing machine. But if you guys want to donate one to me, I will accept donations. But anyway, they were super nice. The gentleman that checked me out, he wasn't very excited. He told me that he is the one who repairs the machine, so he wasn't too excited about fabric. And I guess like I am crazy about fabric. Like I have a lot of regrets in my life.
But he did.
But buying fabric has never been a regret.
What did he give you?
Oh, he gave me a free ruler. It's in my wallet actually.
And their business cards has conversion charts.
Oh yeah,
too, so
yeah.
That was kind of cool.
I spent about $60 in there. So, and I got some fabric that was some remnant fabric that was discounted, and some vintage looking fabric. I'll show you guys what I do special with that. But yeah, so that's a pretty cool place. Go check them out.
Okay. Well, I forgot to mention, secret headquarters is on First Avenue, North First Avenue, and then we went to the Eastland Mall on North Green River Road. And you want to talk about the Eastland Mall?
Because I am a sucker for the child known as Katie LeBee, and I let her get away with so much. And she's been wanting to go to Hot Topic for I don't know how long. She's into all of that stuff. So
yes, if you don't know what Hot Topic is, imagine goth meets nerd and anime
meets. Get your wallet out.
Yeah.
But again, I spent $60, and she only got like 4 T-shirts and something else. But they have a program where you buy you spend $30 and you get $15 in Hot Topic cash. So that's where they got me. So I spent $60, and then next month I'll have $30 to spend towards of Hot Topic cash, so I can go back again, yay, to Hot Topic with Katie again. But they also gave me an additional coupon, which is what, $15 off of 30, off of 30 or 40?
It's 30.
Okay. So yeah, and they do. Battle wanted a T-shirt as well, but they only go up to size 2X in the store. But you can use the online coupon, and you can order online. They have larger sizes online,
and you can pick them up in the store.
So,
or you can have them shipped to you.
Yeah.
Way,
so Hot Topics, and the mall itself. I guess we've been watching too many malls that have failed.
Yeah.
Too many people exploring dead malls. That I went into this one. This one's still fully operational. All the stores are pretty much still filled, and it's a beautiful place. And
they got a carousel. Yeah. They got now. I will say their food court, because the boys were getting hungry again. So we looked around their food court, and they have competing pretzel stores on opposite sides of the Chick-fil-A. But the rest of the way around the food court, if you don't want ethnic food, don't go there, because you got a TGI Fridays, and then you got Mexican, Chinese, Japanese.
Right.
That was about all they had. They have a beautiful mural in there, though, about the stuff around town. With this, it had the zoo and something. I don't even remember what else.
But there was the security was present there. the place was very, very clean.
Yeah.
And everybody just looked happy to be there. I remember going to Northwest Plaza in St. Louis a few years ago. Well, many years ago, 20-something years ago, and it was people yelling at each other, and half the stores were closed. It was starting to become one of those dead malls, and so. But this one was a really, really, really nice mall. So, yeah, go check them out.
And then our last stop in Evansville, we'll talk here in a minute about overall impressions of Evansville, but we went to the Dunkin' Donut that's right in front of the mall.
Yes.
And that was a pretty good experience. Nice hot coffee for once.
Right.
Which hers is an iced coffee, so hers was cold.
Right. But the last few times you've gotten a midnight hot coffee at Dunkin' here in Florence.
In the Shoals area.
In the Shoals area, they were cold, and he didn't like that. So, usually I've never had that much trouble with Dunkin' Donuts, except for one time, and that was was that in Huntsville? Yeah, it was Huntsville. But other than that, yeah. So Dunkin', and we also went. Did we check out Goodwill too?
Yes, we went to a Goodwill. I forgot about that. Did find an out-of-print book about Kate's Cove there, which was kind of cool. A little more than I normally pay for a book, but I'm pretty sure this book sells pretty pricey online because of being out of print. But,
what's it called?
A Kate's Cove Story.
A Kate's Cove Story, okay.
Anyway, overall impressions of Evansville. I used to go quite a bit with my parents up there to see the Evansville Otters play. So I've probably been there 10 times, maybe. Third time as a family. Once just me and you, and then the kids.
You took us through there on our honeymoon, right?
No, we
did we go through there?
Through Evansville.
No, okay.
The only time you went to Evansville with me is when you were pregnant with Battle.
Yeah, when I was pregnant with Battle.
We're going to go to the casino, and we didn't even go to the casino when we went up there. So.
Yeah. So we went. You introduced me to Evansville when I was pregnant with Battle, and it was our last trip before we had him. So, because we knew after we had him, we weren't going nowhere. No, that's not true. We went a lot of places, okay, but we were busy for a little while after that.
But you got to check out, if you love history, old buildings, architecture, if you're a ghost hunter, you got to check out Willard Library. We didn't make it this time. It's beautiful old building.
And you can check them out online. They have a ghost cam, okay? Yes, so this is a haunted library. It's the Willard Library in Evansville, Indiana. They have a 24-hour ghost cam that's in the main part of the building and in the bottom, in the basement, in the children's section, because they said there's a woman down there that
in gray.
A woman in gray that reads to the children. I don't know, but you can check it out and see if you see anything.
So that's something we didn't do. I'd recommend. They have a lot of attractions,
and right next to it is the train museum and their river walk. They have apparently they've updated. They've got a great new like playground area and park right on the river. And we didn't go there this time, but how far away is Newburgh?
It's less than 20 minutes. 20
minutes to Newburgh, Indiana, which is right on the river as well, community right on the river, and it's a beautiful little walking area.
Downtown, they have a lot of, as you go towards Evansville, they have a lot of the same olds, and it's kind of built up like.
It's a little community, it reminded me kind of Kimmswick, Missouri, with little shops and tourists and little cafes, and it's right on the river. You can go and sit, and I bet it'd be an amazing place to watch the sunrise or sunset. So.
Oh, and I do want to talk about too something I noticed online. A place I was going to eat had a statue in front, so I was going to talk about this as a squirrel statue with an acorn, and the whole thing is the West Side Nut Club. They started it in the 1920s, and they do a festival every year. And their goal is to promote and fix up the west side of the city and the city in general. Well, anyway, they do this week-long festival in the fall, which I think this will be the 103rd, October 6th, I believe, is when it starts. Anyway, but they do a half and half drawing with raffle tickets, which are $1 to buy. The 2023 winner won $1.8 million on a half and half ticket. So go get you a half and half ticket.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Evansville, we didn't explore as many areas of the city this time because we were mostly on Lloyd's Expressway. But, Bossy Field, second oldest ballpark still in use in the country behind Fenway. Beautiful little ballpark, great place to go see a game. $5 general admission, and now you can tour the stadium during the week. The press announcer actually takes you around to everything for $5 during the week, Monday through Friday. I think it's 10 to 5. But anyway, we've been all over Evansville.
And the Evansville University at Evansville are the Aces, and what is
Purple
their mascot?
Aces.
The Purple Aces.
And it's a riverboat gamblers, their mascot.
Okay.
Anyway, we've been to quite a bit of Evansville, and there's really no area that does not feel pretty safe for a city that size, right?
Right.
I mean, we didn't feel, we weren't there at night at all this time, not going anywhere, but
it's
still,
it's a nice little weekend getaway. It's 5 hours for us now where we live now, but when we lived in St. Genevieve, how far was it?
About 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5, 3.
From St. Louis, you can be there within three to 3.5 hours. Just, a nice weekend getaway.
Anyway, do your research and go check out Evansville, Indiana. And we'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.